Mike Noonan is probably the most genuinely nice man you've ever met. Everybody who knows Mike says he's just endlessly generous with his time.
A great listener, someone who's very capable of asking fantastic questions and really getting to the heart of the matter.
He's really a teacher. He wants to help people grow. He wants to help people achieve whatever they can achieve, and so he's extremely patient and extremely giving with his time.
After you've had a discussion with Mike, you feel fantastic because he's asked you a lot of questions, he's involved you in that discussion, and at the end you feel like you've learned something.
Judy and I came to the St. Cloud area in 1969. We actually had we set up our first practice in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. Formed that practice with Bud Rinke and Roger Klopaki, two guys that I graduated from law school with.
He and some of these guys would go down to local area co-ops or cafes or the VFW, and they would just come in and say, "Who has a question?" And that's how he started developing client base and getting to know people in the community. Is he would just be giving of his time and giving of that talent, that resource that he had, which was his legal education. So he would just go in and say, "Who needs something?" And that's how it all started.
Mike's skill really is that he's a business attorney. He's much more interested in the business impact than he was in the specific legal language. And so Mike has had a storied career as a corporate attorney here in St. Cloud.
He taught us right away that what the main role of attorney was not to go in and regurgitate some legal information. Don't just go in and tell the client what the code says. Really listen to them, understand what their problem is, try to understand their business. He's an engineer by background, so he has this genuine interest in the intricacies of everybody's business. He wants to know how everything runs and how their organization runs, and from that he can really develop a strategy.
Mike believes that there needs to be a strong community in order to support the business environment, but also to support all of the people in the community. So his and Judy's support for Cathedral and the Central Minnesota Community Foundation on a local basis, and the Maryknoll missions on a global basis, especially their mission in Africa, really speaks to what he felt was important.
Being a law firm that was considered general practice law firm, we had an estate planning practice, and I originally did quite a bit of estate planning. And you would have clients that would have some wealth and some means, and they wanted to generate a program with their estate planning that would benefit the community, not just their heirs, but they had sufficient resources to provide for others. And so the Central Minnesota Community Foundation became just the perfect go-to vehicle.
He did want to grow these organizations so that could really impact the area. He did want to make sure that his clients were aware of the impact of these organizations so that when they had an interest in giving to a particular initiative, that they could do that to benefit their neighbors, that they could do that to benefit their school, that they could do that to benefit their community. And so he was really important in the education of, here's what this organization is doing, and he could give that firsthand information. It wasn't, I heard they're doing this, it's here's what we are doing, because he was such a part of that organization.
Mike's early work with Tom Ritchie, who was one of the most significant gifts early on in the foundation, was important to the foundation. Mike's work with Tom really got it started, and Mike believed that foundation was important over time. And Mike's work in the investment committee has been very pivotal.
Look what the community has done for all of us. And in being successful in the community, we certainly can't say we're totally and solely responsible for our own success. That it comes from others, and it comes from all the people that we have dealt with and worked with over the years in the community. And at the same time, you look around and you see needs that aren't being fulfilled, and Philanthropy and the Central Minnesota Community Foundation, community giving is an excellent vehicle for providing the kind of help, assistance, and innovative programs.
I think Mike is deserving of the Professional in Philanthropy Award because of his interest in his clients and his interest in the Community Foundation, along with a number of other organizations in St. Cloud.
He used his professionalism to educate people, to give them a solution, and to actually help the organization itself to grow and reach more people. So he really was a professional that donated his time and talent to this philanthropy.
He has believed very strongly that a strong community foundation ultimately results in a strong community.